Trevor, it's Zach. We are back with video number 2 where we're going to get a little more into the operational stuff on the boat. A couple of things I figured I better point out that I didn't on the first one, which you might need. First off, and it'll be on your paperwork, engine, VIN number, and tag. You should be able to read that there. And then the VIN number for the pontoon itself, which I will have on the paperwork. It's going to be really hard to read in video here. I don't know if I can zoom in. FRU A2726L415. Again, that'll all be on the paperwork, so we'll look at that more, or you'll have that all in writing, so that's pretty easy. All right, so working our way back into the boat so we can talk about the operation of stuff. I mentioned in the last video the battery switch is there. Gotta have the battery switch on to get power to the items in the boat. From there, your master power switch is here. When you turn your master power switch on, the stereo is gonna turn on. You won't be able to probably hear this, but the stereo is killer in this thing. I mean, it's absolutely awesome. From there, some of the things up on the dash. Forward and aft bilge pump. You probably can't hear it. If I shake the boat, I might be able to get a little water to squirt out that you can hear it, but I can hear it running. Aft bilge pump the same way. I can hear it running. Maybe you can as well, but there's no water in it. Underwater lights. So if I flip this backwards or down, you can see the lights back here are popped on. Basically, see if I can show you here. There's one there, and then there's one on the other side. I don't know if I'll be able to show you, but you can kind of see it down there. From there, if I flip it the other way, it is going to do the lights that go down the side of the boat, if I remember right. So let me get down here and see if I can show you that quick, so you can see what that looks like. And you can kind of see it's got these lights that run down the side of the boat and on the other side of the boat. So they're pretty cool. They kind of light and bright it all up, kind of neat. So that was right here on this switch. The horn, pretty basic, it's annoyingly loud. So let's not do that a lot. Mood lighting, flip that one on and you're gonna see all the blue lights, blue cup holder lights, stereo lights, cup holder lights, LED lighting on the floor. Again, LED floor lighting, LED cup holders up top. Gives it kind of a nice sharp look. From there, the courtesy light is the side light, which it's hard to see, but it's just right there. From that point, you've got your navigation and anchor lights. When you flip that on, these will light up as well across the top. Your nav lights, though, are out front here. Can show you that those are working. You see you got a green one here. Way up on top there, you can see the white one. And if we go over to the other side, you got your red one there. All right, so back to helm stuff. That was your nav lights. Your docking lights, flip that up. You can maybe see them in the windows there, but if you can't, you can see you got a light there, and then you have a light right there on the other side. So that's pretty cool looking, and everything works. Work our way back over to the dash, and from there we have these two buttons here that go up and down. Push this one up, and if you look in the back, oh no, this one here, sorry, I was on the wrong one. This one here does your arch, I'm sorry. So if you push it down, you can see how our arch is flipping down on us. Pretty cool. And if we hit it up, the arch goes back upwards. Not super fast, but it gets there. And then once it's all the way up, it locks in like that. The other button here, the one to your right, the one that says up and down, if you push that one up, that's gonna flip your back trunk up. Like I showed you in the other video, you can do that from the back of the boat as well. So pretty cool deal that way. All right, so from there we can go into the motor part of it since I got it hooked up to water. When you turn the key here to the on position, it is going to fire up your electronic display. And from there, you can see things like your fuel level, the RPMs. If you look down in there, you can see the engine hours at right now 57.5. From there, if you scroll through this, and I'm not an expert at this, but if you go down, it's not going to show you our depth in the showroom because we're not in the water, but obviously my air temp in the showroom is 63 degrees because that's normally what the water temp would be. Voltage at 14 volts, primarily because I got it plugged in, and then the engine trim. If I trim the motor up, you can see it going up a little bit, and if I go back down, you can see it goes down. From there, we go back to our home screen with the fuel. Pretty basic deal that way. So I'm going to turn some water on and we'll fire it up and show you that part. Alright, so I got water going to it. From there, to start it, we have the key in the on position, and then simply make sure it's in neutral. If you push this forward or the other way, you can see it's good, the little arrow goes forward or reverse. Make sure the green light is on for neutral. Turn it over, and she fires right up. It's very loud in the showroom with it running, but truly it's a very quiet motor, and she just purrs like a kitten. I mean, that is one thing the seller said, the motors never let them down. Plenty of power, and it runs great. Once you have it running, obviously on the screen you can see it idles right at 500 RPMs. And again, if you go through, voltage obviously jumps up a bit, trim, fuel, everything's kind of the same that way. If you want to rev the motor up in neutral and you push this button here, you'll see it flashes down there. Then you can actually put this in gear and rev the motor up. So you can see I've got it revved up to whatever, 8,000, 700, 800. It won't let you rev it really high though. But that's how you do that. And then when you bring it down, hit neutral. To shift it into gear, super simple, just literally shift. If I go back here, you can kind of see the prop is spinning. There's no weird noises or anything like that. It's just super smooth. Obviously, I like to listen for things like, any bearing noises or anything, which you can hear out of the water. Reverse the same way. Slide it into reverse, and you can see the prop is spinning. Pretty basic deal, but again, you don't hear any weird grinding noises or anything abnormal that way. To shut it off, pretty basic, just hit the key to the off position and you're good to go that way. When you turn it off, the screen will dim down, and from there you're in pretty good shape. This here is a safety kill switch that has to be in, elsewise it is not going to start. From that point there, you've got pop-out circuits underneath here. So if something's not working, just pop out breakers. And from there, you should be in pretty good shape. I don't know really what else to mention, but I think I covered everything. One last thing I wanted to do, Trevor, is I did want to put the full cover on just because it's a very nice cover. Again, all the snaps seem to line up really good. It fits, I would say, relatively tight. Obviously, it's a little dirty right now, but the cover as a whole is nice. I also put the bimini top boot on the bimini, and I folded it to the arch and put the clips on it. Regarding from a shipping standpoint, I turned the battery switches off, and I put the keys I just left them in the ignition. Again, the cover looks really good all the way around. When it comes to the engine, I put it on the rest in the back here. So before you let it down, there's a lock here. When you turn the battery switch on, just push the motor up a bit and then push this down, and then you can lower the motor all the way down. So other than that, this thing should be ready to go down the road. It's totally up to you if when the shipper gets here, you want them to trailer it without the cover, just so the cover doesn't get any, it may flop around a little bit, but I don't foresee it flopping around much. So, but if you don't want any wear and tear to the cover, it'd be perfectly fine to trailer the boat without the cover on it. But I think either way is fine. On the trailer cover, it does look like there's a little spot right there. Again, pretty minor. I hope I did a good job explaining the boat and showing you the boat. And if you have any questions, please do let me know. And I'll talk to you later, Trevor. Thanks again.